Hire It Done. I'm here with Jared Beauchamp from Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions, and we're here in the Fenton, Michigan location, one of their newest locations. And today, we're going to break down all the components of proper water filtration. So Jared, we have a well tank here, and if I have well water in my house, tell me what this first component of the complete system does.
Well, this is what we consider the starting point. You know, your water comes into your house if you're on well water.
Yeah.
There's a pump down. You have a pump down in your well, which is out in your yard, which it'll be a white PVC pipe typically. The water gets pumped up from the ground, goes into this tank. This is a holding tank or a bladder tank, or commonly known as a well tank. So the water just gets pumped up in here. This is your water reserve for your house. It'll fill up, and then as you use water, this is where the water comes from. Obviously, it's untreated at this point in time, but this is the first stop of your water from your outside well.
So after it gets into this, and then you use water, let's say in your shower, water comes from the well tank, and where does it go next?
Then we're going to get into filtration after this. What it'll do is the well water gets pumped in here. You turn on your faucet, you're washing your hands and stuff like that. What ends up happening, Adam, is there's a bladder tank in here that helps keep the pressure pushing it up to your faucet. And that's how this works. And then it goes to your filtration.
So now we finished with the well tank, and here we have pre-filtration. Jared, what does this do?
This can be installed, Adam, on both city water or well water. And what it does is if you have high iron rust where you just can't get rid of, and you've got a typical water softener that isn't filtering out, this would go before the water softener. It'll filter out the high iron. Also, if you have arsenic, which you've heard a lot of nowadays, this will filter out arsenic and other contaminants. On city water, it'll take out chlorine. Basically, a lot of people refer to this as a whole house Brita filter.
So Jared, these three components right here, it looks like it's the meat of the system. Tell me what this is.
This is what most people are going to relate to. It's a water softener. So it's going to take out, Adam, the hardness, calcium in the water, and it's basically going to protect all your appliances so you have soft water.
And how does this work? Like, this is for the salt, obviously. How does this work?
Basically what you have is these are available in either single or twin tanks, depending on what you're looking for and how big your household is. And then that's just the salt tank. There's a different type of mineral in these tanks where it's going to be charged with sodium. And when the water flows through this, it's going to remove the hardness in the water, and your soap is going to lather better. You're just going to notice that everything, they say it's about a 20% reduction in soap usage when you work with soft water versus non-soft water.
So Jared, now that we've softened the water in the whole house, we have post-filtration. Tell me what this does.
Basically what this does, Adam, is you've heard of PFO, PFAS. We've all heard of Flint city water, the lead issues with the city water. This you can install either on city water or well water. It's going to be the closest thing to whole house purification that's going to eliminate a lot of those heavy lead contaminants that are harmful to our body.
I have a question though. What about pathogens, bacteria, and other items in the water that the filters don't get?
Great point, Adam. This here is an ultraviolet light. UV light is what it's commonly referred to. Your water is going to travel through this, and this is what addresses that right there. In fact, there's a lot of states now that are adopting this as a requirement. It's a great feature. It's going to take care of the bacteria items, just as you mentioned.
Jared, tell me about this reverse osmosis.
This is a system that's going to make you the purified water that you'll buy in those bottled waters.
Is it better than bottled water?
You don't have the microplastics or any of the concerns that's brought up with plastic bottles now. Mm-hmm.
Good morning. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman on 101 WRIF. Everything that rocks. It's Saturday morning. We are rocking out home improvement. It's going to be a great day. And by the way, it's windy yesterday. The weather's now cold again. We got a little bit of a tease the last couple of days on that warm weather. But hey, what can I tell you? It is what it is, but today we have a great show lined up for you. I want to let you know that we have Josh Young from Voltron Power. He's our generator expert, master electrician over 14, 15 years now, and been part of Hired Done for a while. And he's going to be breaking down why you need a generator for your house, what is the process to get one, and what components of your house you must have on it in giving you A to Z. Going to be easy. I'm going to break it down for you in easy terms so that way you understand. We're going to make it affordable, and we're going to show that to you. You remember 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you buy a house, air conditioning was an option, right? Now every house today, you're like buying a house. Oh, doesn't have air? What do you mean? You know, it's got to have it. Well, guess what? The new frontier and the migration of new homes with the way the grid is and the way our lives are, it's definitely one of those situations where you know that getting a generator should be an automatic thing, or you should have the house with it. But if your house doesn't, we're going to break it down for you today on how to get one. But first, we want to talk about water, clean water. Did you know that TDS means total dissolved solids? We don't want to use the term for anything else, but that's what it really is. And with TDS, total dissolved solids, that's how they test the quality of your water. Now, again, our infrastructure, whether it's power delivery, water delivery, gas delivery, it is old, right? And so we need to make sure that your house is, constantly needs water. It constantly needs electricity and everything else. So when you get water for your house, the pipes, from the street to inside your house, most likely it's copper. Used to be galvanized sometimes. And what happens is it's like your arteries. As they get older, there's a little bit of calcification. There's minerals in there. It starts to clog up, restricting the water. And then sometimes it breaks off. Sometimes we get a water main break, and then the water pressure drops. And then when they reconnect everything and the pressure goes on the water, then you get all that schmutz, I'll call it, and the scuts in the pipes. It clogs up your filters, but then you're drinking it. And guess what? There's lead, there's arsenic, and there's all kinds of nasty things in your water. Now, remember, Detroit water, any water from around the country is tested, and it comes out of the water processing plants very clean. It's when it hits the pipes and travels miles and miles and miles to get to your house, that's when the problem happens. So when it gets into your house, it's important that you filter the water properly. And that's why we have companies like Beauchamp Water. Jared Beauchamp, obviously, has been a partner with Hired Done. He's the king of water. And for anybody listening anywhere, getting a water softener, whether you have city water or well water, remember, water softeners were made for well water. However, now they're adding filtration on city water. And you should really consider this. And I'm not talking about a countertop water softener or a water filter. I'm talking about a whole house filter. And it's more than a convenience. It's an investment in your family's health. Okay. Your plumbing, your appliances, everything gets ruined when the water has all the crusties on it. Clean water throughout your home provides peace of mind. That's what you want, right? And long-term savings. It does not cost you a lot of money, especially if your health is important. So if you want to improve your water quality, you want to get it a filter or alkaline hydrogen water. All of those items are made and can be done through Beauchamp Water. So if you love your water, give them a call, 810-295-2329. Again, 810-295-2329. That's Beauchamp Water. Go to hireddone.com. You can definitely get the Beauchamp click to call there, and they will definitely come out for free. You can bring in the water sample. They'll test it right there, and then they'll let you know, and then you can have a path to better water. That's the key. I call it the roadmap to clean water. They call it the path to better water. Same thing. Tomato, tomato. But here's the best thing I want you to know, my friends. If you're a Hired Done listener, you already know this. The best water softener, the cleanest water, is the one that's installed properly, period. End of story. And that's the Hire It Done mantra. And that's what we want to do here. So let's talk about your home. In the Midwest, in the East Coast, we get good weeks of hot weather. And then all of a sudden it gets cold. And it reminds you, oops, guess what? We're still in winter. Here comes the cold. Here comes the snow. Here comes the high winds. You know, what do they say? March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. Well, yesterday it was the lioness of all lions blowing everything out. The power went here in the Hire It Done. The power went out here in the Hire It Done studio. Thank God for our team at Beasley, Sherry and Jade. They took care of business. Rock stars completely, just so you know. And anyways, my point is, what about your house? Let me give you a couple things to do today so that you can look around your house and see if you had any damage. Go outside, go to the street. From the street, look at your house. Look at your roof. Look for any branches that have fallen on it. Look for any missing shingles. Then walk around the whole entire house. Look for siding. Look for gutters. Look for fascia that has pulled away from the wind. Now take a step back and look at the trees around your house if you have any coverage, and see if there's any branches that may have fallen. See if there's any branches leaning over, because when a branch is resting against your house, even if it's barely touching, every day it's like a piece of sandpaper. Mm-hmm. It's like water dripping on a rock. It slowly rubs it and slowly wears it away. That's the enemy of your home. Your home doesn't have an odometer, my friends. Hire It Done is your odometer. And don't forget, it's Shout Out Saturday, 248-927-1985. Text us if you want. Open texting. If you're a contractor and you want to tell us who you are and what you do, love to say, hey, what up? If you have a question for us today, text me. We would love to help you. And if you just want a referral or the name of a contractor, you can text the studio, because that's what we do here at Hire It Done. We want to help you. And, if we're talking generators and you have a plumbing question, I don't want to stop the generator talk to answer your plumbing. So what we do is we allow you to text us the question. And then if you don't hear the answer on the show, I personally email and text everyone back every time. So don't forget, just what we want to do and help you today. So after you look at everything around your house, then you need to know, look, it's time to keep your house maintained. Did you lose power? Every time there's high winds, do the lights flicker in your house? Those are things that you need to look for. Now, remember, today we're going to be talking about generators. And of course, let's get right to it. The best generator is the one that's installed properly, whether it's Kohler, whether it's Briggs & Stratton, or the big guns of Generac. They all are great companies. But here's the best part. If it's not installed correctly, then we have a problem, Houston. And that's more important. So when you get quotes on generators, when you get quotes from an electrician, they can all use the same product. But if it's not installed properly, then you've got a problem. We've had that problem. I've been in the business over 3 decades, right? And it used to be just windows. You take an Anderson window, a Pella, or a Marvin, high top quality windows. But if they're not installed properly, guess what? You just wasted all your money. You've ruined it. So you need to make sure that hiring the contractor, whether it's a kitchen or a bath, a generator, whatever it takes, I want you to know that it's important that you understand that the contractor installing it is more important than the product. That's my opinion, my experience, and we're going to ask that question to Josh Young from Voltron Power, because I asked the same question to all my contractors. And the reason why is because I want to know. Some contractors hide behind the big brand. Oh, I'll make it work. If you're not helping the brand grow and the brand isn't coming to you for feedback and making it better, then you're not the contractor we're looking for. And that's the truth. So, and that's the other thing. If Hire It Done. If you're a homeowner right now and you're looking for contractors, just visit hireitdone.com. There's always a place on the website for you to contact me directly. If there's someone on there you don't see, I'll personally help you. And that's everywhere in the nation. It's nationwide. So we can help you there. And plus, we have all the YouTube channels and all that. But if you're a contractor looking to grow your business this year, You got to be 5-star contractor. You got to be in business at least 5 years, and you must be licensed and insured, and then pass our background check. It's not difficult. It's not like we're looking for your blood type, but we do want other things. Because here's the deal. Homeowners trust me, and I'm sending a contractor to your house. You don't want me sending some boogeyman. You want me to send a guy that's legit, that's licensed, insured. He's there to do business. He's there to do it right. And at the end of the day, all my contractors have one responsibility. It's big. And the responsibility is this: homeowners must brag about them. And if you're a homeowner who wants hassle-free home improvement and you hire one of my contractors and you're not bragging about my guy, then we didn't live up to the expectations that we present. And so that's what we do here at Hire It Done. We're not for everyone. We're never the lowest price, but we're never the highest. My guys are right in the middle. So if you're that kind of contractor and you want to grow your business, especially we're looking for plumbers, landscapers, and hardscape, exterior, brick paving, companies like that. We want you at Hire It Done. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I've got Josh Young, Voltron Power, licensed electrician. We're going to have generator talk. I'm super excited. Grab a pen and paper. Join the conversation. My name's Adam Helfman, and we are live on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. The finishes that are just incredible. So Josh, here we are in one of the bedrooms in the house.
Yep, this is the
What do
master.
we have up here? Tell me about this.
We've got some 4-inch square LED recessed lights. They're low profile, they hug the ceiling, and this client prefers the brilliant white. Like most people like a soft white, this has a more industrial light to it, a bright, brilliant white. We've got also some backlit. The ceiling is actually a drop, so it hangs down from the main ceiling about a foot or so. And when you look at that, you can see, turning the recessed lights off, then you can see the backlit around the perimeter.
And those are on dimmer switches, right?
Yeah, can you see that on that ledge? And there's several drops like that throughout this house that have the backlit up against the ceiling too.
That's a really cool architectural detail. So if someone wants to do this in their house on a renovation project, is it lights, LED? What did you, like, is it a fixture or is it something you custom build?
It's a strip light. It's an LED strip light. And what you can do is it's a real thin light. You mount an electrical driver. It's kind of like a transformer. It takes your normal house voltage and ramps it down to a lower voltage for the LEDs. And you can mount that remotely and then just run those LED strips up on top of that drop and it just backlights the whole ceiling.
Can a homeowner tell you what they want and then you can kind of design and you can do
absolutely.
that? Now these are on dimmers, right?
They sure are.
So you could dim it.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. Now these 4-inch LEDs, these are really cool. I haven't seen square ones in a while.
Yeah.
These are dimmable too?
They sure are. Here we go. There you ramp them down.
Okay.
You can use them as ambiance lighting as well.
The question I have for you is this expensive, these lights?
The square ones are more expensive than the round one, yes. They're more stylish. They seem to be coming back into style with the new builds we're doing these days. And so they run a little bit more, but they're not egregiously more expensive.
So if someone wants to have a nice architectural detail or a nice finesse touch on the electrical side, they can have this.
And the back side of those is round. So if you have existing light fixtures, recessed lights, you can retrofit with square with no additional
so someone can upgrade if they wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, I noticed something cool in the bathroom. Let's go take a look at what's in the bathroom. So we're in the master bathroom, and one of the unique features on the electrical side is we have 2 floating vanities, obviously a his and a hers. So Josh, just like you have lighting underneath, and on this one here you have lighting underneath, but you have lighting above.
Yeah.
Is that difficult to do?
It is, but we started this on the rough. So all these were put in when it was just the wood framing of the home. Retrofitting something like this would be much more difficult, not impossible, but you'd probably end up with drywall repairs that would need to be made after the fact. We also have wires sticking out of the drywall here for backlit mirrors. They have not arrived yet, but those will be also a feature of this bathroom.
Let me ask you, this bathroom, as you've been doing it right now, it's in the, I would say, finishing stages.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Are we like 30 days from
I would say
completion?
for this whole project, we're probably talking a month, maybe a month and a half.
Okay.
If you walk around here, there's still a good amount to do.
Now we have the freestanding tub,
Yeah.
okay? And I see the niche below it, and you actually have lights in there.
Yeah, backlit niche as well. So any kind of trinkets or bath products you put in there would be backlit and highlighted as well. And again, it's much easier to do all this wiring when you start from the rough, where it's open framing, no
part of
drywall
the
on the
plan.
walls. Exactly.
If you plan properly, you can have and execute all this.
Yes. And again, if you wanted to remodel and renovate, you can do this after the fact as well. A little more, labor intensive, but it can be done.
So if someone's watching this and they say, "Oh my God, I want to do a tub with a niche like that," and for the electrical part, you could be like, "Yeah, no problem."
100%. Yep.
I mean,
No
it's
problem.
more difficult, obviously, when you're having existing and you're fishing wires,
Yeah.
as opposed to an open floor plan, which makes sense.
And a lot of time when you get an idea like this, you're going to do.
Stormy, windy, power losing weather, I'll call it. 30, 40, 50 mile an hour winds here in the Metro Detroit area, all across the East Coast, lots of high winds. So if you're a homeowner and your lights flicker, you've had power outages on a regular basis, and as you know, used to be power went out maybe an hour, 2 hours. Now power goes out, it's 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. And it comes down to the age of our grid and the way things are in our areas. So what are you going to do? Do you have a portable generator? Do you know the risks of a portable generator? Do you have an electrician that you can count on to advise you and put together the right roadmap for you to get a generator? So joining me on the radio show right now is a hired done pre-screen contractor. His name is Josh Young. The company's called Voltron Power. He's been an electrician over 14, 15 years now. Been with Hired Done over 5 years. Yeah. And he's been given 5 stars from all our customers in the last couple of years. And I want to introduce him to the show. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Adam. It's great to be on with you again.
Thank you, my friend. How you been?
I've been great.
So
we're really busy.
Generators, right?
Yeah, generators. We are really busy right now. And of course, with this high wind that came through here, knocking down tree branches and knocking power out, there's going to be a lot of calls for generators. So this is the perfect opportunity to talk about those and get them installed properly.
And I appreciate that. So give a quick recap to everyone in the audience, your name, your company, how long you've been around, and what do you specialize in over and above generators?
Got it. So my name is Josh Young. I started the Voltron Power in 2011, and we are a certified, authorized Generac dealer and installer. So we primarily installed the Generac systems. We primarily do residential, whether it's new construction to remodels and additions and stuff, but we have commercial and industrial clients as well. When you talk generators, we make a house visit and we determine the circuits that you want on your generator, your what we call your critical circuits.
Sure.
You're talking furnaces, sump pumps, and things like that, things that you have to have on when the power goes out. A lot of times, though, it's more advantageous to get a whole house unit because the difference in cost between a lower wattage generator rather than a higher wattage generator is not that much in the overall installation of the unit.
I'd like to discuss that for a second. We're talking with Josh Young from Voltron Power. If you have an electrical question or you want to get a shout out today, text us in the Hired Done studio, 248-927-1985. Again, that's 248-927-1985. So Josh, let me ask, everyone's at the point now, most homeowners, they're at the point where, yeah, it makes sense to get a generator for safety. You know, we're going to live in unprecedented times. So for safety and security, it makes sense. So let's discuss two paths for generators. One on the bare minimum, and then two on the full house. That way you and I can give homeowners an easy roadmap to have that. In the meantime, by the way, friends, you can always have Josh come out and quote a generator, and you'll quote both ways for them, won't you?
Yeah, whatever they want, and I'll advise also, like you're saying, the best path for the homeowner.
Okay, so let's start small. Average house, I got 150 amp service.
Well, the 100 amp would be the smallest. So,
okay,
and that's the majority
100.
of services.
Okay, so the majority of service is 100 amp. On that service, I've got my furnace. I've got my.
Let me stop you real quick. So when we calculate appropriate loads for the generator, we usually go with your 220 appliances first.
Okay, washer, dryer.
Well, your electric dryer, your central air, if you have an EV, your stove, it's those items that take the big draw of electricity. So if you want your house, you know, to be able to use all of your appliances at the same time, then you're going to want to get a higher amperage and wattage generator.
Let's stay in the lane of the homeowner that just wants the bare minimum.
Furnace, sump, fridge.
Yeah. So what would be your recommendation on a 2,000 square foot home, Metro Detroit area home, 100 amps service, but I want to do the bare minimum. So if the power goes out, I want to make sure my refrigerator doesn't spoil. I want to be able to cook food. So tell me walk me down that path.
All right. Well, you're going to have probably the lowest wattage generator from Generac would be like an 10 or 11,000 watt, and that'll get your basics, you know, powered up during an emergency. You'll have your furnace, your sump, your fridge, your freezer, your microwave. That size generator wouldn't get an electric stove or a central air conditioner working, though. So if we're talking bare minimums, you're probably looking at a 10 or 11,000 watt generator.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I see at a big box store.
On
sale, 12 kW gas, you know, pull like a lawnmower engine. Yeah. Portable that can run, you know, says 12K, but there's a little bit of fuzzy
peak
math.
Watts, running watts, all that. Yeah.
So before anyone buys that, do you recommend they call you?
Yes, because again, you have to hook your portable generator up safely. You can't, or you're just going to be running extension cords from your fridge. You have to pull your fridge out, grab the cord, plug it into an extension cord, run it out to your portable. If you want your portable to power up your electrical panel, there are certain ways to do that are safe and foolproof, and that is how it has to be installed for, you know, safety purposes.
Okay, and that's okay. So that helps as much. Now, for everyone out there, if you have a portable generator, do not put it in your basement. Do not put it in your home.
No,
even in your garage.
I mean, you could keep your big garage door open and have it sitting at the edge of it, blowing the exhaust out. That's fine, but you don't want it enclosed anywhere. No.
I had a homeowner once went to a big box store, bought one of those generators, portable, and then bought dryer vent.
Like that accordion style,
ductwork, the accordion ductwork, and ran it from the back of the generator with like some contraption. Took like a pop bottle, like a 2-liter bottle, and then ran it outside. Thought, oh look, I'm not going to have a problem. You can understand something. Carbon monoxide, you don't smell it.
Right.
You go to bed, you don't wake up.
Right. Exactly.
And so I'm like, no, dangerous. So okay, so we're at a small generator.
But the thing with portable generators is it's all manual. And when the power goes out, what's usually happening? It's bad weather.
Yeah.
So now your power went out, it's pouring, or it's a blizzard, or it's 80-mile-an-hour winds like we just had. Now you got to go outside, drag it out of your shed, pull the cords out, make sure there's gas and oil in it, because a lot of them have oil sensors, and if your oil's low, it won't even start, and it's just a mess. I had one for a long time, and I hated it. It was nice once you got it running, but you're outside in the elements having to hook it all up, and it really is cumbersome. Okay.
So you still wholeheartedly recommend doing the standby?
100%.
Right.
I have one. Last night, my power went out. It was only out for a few minutes, but I thought when the power went out, I'm like, I don't have to worry. 15 seconds later, we're back online.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about the actual process. Someone goes at the 2,000 foot house. This is our sample. 100 amp service. They want the washer or the gas dryer. I mean, the electric
dryer. You're gonna
dryer.
want your sump pump, your furnace, your fridge, and freezer.
Okay, and that's the basic. What size generator are you recommending?
Well,
at
like I
that?
said, Generac's smallest one that I would recommend would be about their 10 or 11K.
Okay, so the 10 or 11K generator. Now, power goes out from the winds.
Mhm.
The generator in 15, 20 seconds activates.
About that, yeah.
How does it know?
There's a sensor inside the transfer switch that senses power on the utility lines.
Okay.
When those utility lines go dead, that sensor notices that, sends a signal to the generator to turn on, and once the generator is running for 5 or 10 seconds, then it kicks the transfer switch over, and now you're running on.
So it doesn't just
power.
automatically, because what happens is once you get the power from the generator coming into the house, what if the power goes on 5 minutes later? How does the generator know that power is coming from the lines now?
Again, there's a sensor in the transfer switch.
Okay, so the same thing, the sensor goes on, it's got the on off.
Yep.
Okay, so that's crucial.
Absolutely.
Clearly. That's where it comes to, my friends, when I said it earlier. The best generator is the one that's installed properly. The installation, how many times have you gone to generators and they weren't installed right?
All the time.
See, there you go.
Undersized lines where they have too much amperage going through small lines, that's a fire
Heat
hazard.
Up, right.
Yeah. To piggyback off what you were saying about the transfer switch, though, and how you know when the power comes back on, with a portable, you don't. So you could be sitting there running your portable generator for hours and hours and hours, but the utility already came back on. You wouldn't know.
Is that like a hazard?
It's not a hazard, but it's a waste of your gas and electrical, and you got your generator running for no reason.
Oh my God, I never thought of that. What about the new technology I'm seeing, whole house batteries?
Oh yeah.
Can you do both?
You can.
I'd like to.
However, honestly, you don't get the bang for the buck. You're going to spend a ton of money on a battery system with solar panels, or even if you just hook it up. See, some of them you can hook up directly to your electrical panel, and it charges the battery from your utility power.
Correct.
So now, okay, so cool. You got these full batteries. Power goes out.
I have an idea.
You've got power for like 20 to 24 hours.
I have an idea.
And then the batteries are dead.
Let me run this idea by you, because I'm like the lab, Mr. Nerdy.
Yeah, very nerdy.
Here's my deal. My house has 200 amp, 250,
yeah, 200
amp. Okay. I want a 26 kW, right? Commercial generator. By the way, full disclosure, Josh has been at my house. Josh is planning my generator install. The delay has not been anything but me pulling the trigger and paying.
He's all over the place, you guys.
I know, ADD times 10. But here's the deal. What if I did the because Generac has a whole house battery product. What if I bought the Generac whole house battery and the 26 kW? Now, is this possible? When you put in a full standby generator for your home, and it runs once a week to test itself for 20 minutes, right?
Maybe not 20 minutes, about 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there a way to set it once a week as it's running, to charge the battery while it's running as a quick little?
No, because that's the maintenance run, the utility run, just to keep it going. It doesn't actually transfer power when that turns on.
Can you do that though?
You'd have to do it manually.
Oh, okay. So you
it'll
can't
only transfer power if the utility power is out. Or you can do it manually. There's a little lever in the transfer switch. You can manually transfer.
So there's not a way to automatically set it up yet. AI.
I can call my rep at Generac and we'll talk.
Because here's the thing. I want to do the Generac battery and the Generac. I want that battery. With
the battery, you can also hook up solar panels or wind turbines to it.
Wind turbines I thought were cool for a while, but they're loud. I didn't realize. You ever stand next to one it's got this grinding noise? It's interesting, but
I just don't think that
it would have worked yesterday.
Solar and wind is very efficient. So
not yet.
And plus, with the storage capacity of the batteries, you're paying all this money to get that system installed, and it doesn't last long. Like the batteries.
Solar in Michigan was tainted. I'll call it, because there was a big company at one point that was using Generac exclusively, and they installed everything wrong. Claimed it wasn't them. Generac and all the engineers and the people that I know all said, this company, the solar company, they screwed everything up.
Oh, geez.
And you remember, don't you?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Where did they install them?
They were blaming Generac for the thing. All over Metro, they were like one of the largest generator companies. They were trying to go nationwide. I'll tell you the name at the break.
All right.
But anyways, I digress. So getting a generator. So if someone gets you to come out there, like they're like, all right, this is it. We just lost power for a little bit. I'm getting older. I don't want to have to worry about it. The uneasiness of the world. I want a generator. Do you offer financing through Generac? Can they get financing?
Generac doesn't offer just straight financing to them. We're working with a company called Synchrony,
Oh, sure.
and we're in the infancy stages of working with them for financing. But typically, how our clients do it is they'll give us a down payment, about half down, so we buy all the equipment, install it, and then upon completion, they
Get the balance.
pay the balance.
Okay, but homeowners they can finance it. There's ways to get it done.
There's
Okay,
ways to finance it. For sure.
that's helpful. So they get that done. They hear this today, and they call you next week, and you get out there, you measure it up, you consult with them, and all of a sudden, everybody is like, "Yeah, I need to do this." So we're talking from the day they say yes and give you a deposit to the day they have generator working. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
It could be as little as 2 weeks. Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes even quicker. We have to take into account the time it takes to have the inspection. So we have to have 2 inspections, a mechanical
permits.
Yeah, permits. You have the inspection for the gas line, and then you have the inspection for the electrical. And different municipalities have different time frames for their inspections. So you may get, I know for one thing, Bloomfield Township, they're closed on Fridays. So you'll never get an inspection on a Friday. So you're limited to Monday through Thursday. And even other municipalities, they only inspect a couple times a week.
It's interesting. You have to go online now, and post-COVID, it's like part-time. I get it. And the inspectors, by the way, it's important to pull a permit, my friends. It's important, especially in something like this, to have another set of eyes inspecting this, because the generator obviously is electricity. I don't mess with that. And then you have gas line. Yeah. And the gas line, this is what I don't understand. When I had my other generator for my other house, they implored on me how important a riser or an increased gas line was, that it could starve out the generator if you don't have enough gas going through.
That's when you have to replace the gas meter. Yes.
Yeah, the meter. I had to go to a standing meter. I forgot what they called it, upright or something, where the line coming into the house was bigger. I'm assuming I'm going to have to do that again. Well,
it's not necessarily the line coming to your house from the street that needs to increase. That's only happened to us one time on an install. It was a subdivision in Canton, and when the sub was built, they had these smaller lines put in, so they were limited to like a 16K generator, and they wanted a 24. But typically, all you have to do is increase your meter size, through Consumers Energy, and that usually costs the clients about $600 to $800, and that's directly from the client to the
and utility. Let me say this for everyone out there: if you're going to increase your meter size, you better do that as soon as you apply for a permit, or as soon as you make a deal with Josh, because the reason I'm saying that is because the last couple of times I checked with DTE or Consumers or whoever your gas provider is, it takes them over a month sometimes. Can you install the generator with a smaller meter temporarily?
Well, we can, but I advise my clients to be mindful of what they use before their meter gets upgraded. What I mean is, the generator's gas consumption is directly related to its electricity output. So if you're running all of your electrical like crazy, it's going to just suck more gas. And if you hadn't had your meter upgraded, then you're talking about where you can starve the unit from.
It's like the straw.
Right.
The McDonald's straw is the best because it's the biggest.
Right.
You get the little straw from the coffee shop and you're sucking hard, which we don't want to do.
No.
I get it. I get it. So do you agree, Josh, as a homeowner, as a parent, as an electrician, obviously you want to sell more generators, but do you agree that my theory from before is the houses used to have air conditioning as an option. Now it's a standard. Can generators become the same thing?
I think having a generator is critical. And I think everybody agrees. The issue is cost. They are not cheap.
So
not a lot of people. Who's got 15 grand laying around?
Dear Mr. Homeowner.
Yeah.
I mean, dear Mr. Home Builders, keyword builders, why not add the generator option? For every $1,000 on a mortgage, it's $8 a month. Why can't you get a $20,000 generator and it's $160 a month extra on your mortgage? I'm giving easy math, folks. Your mortgage professional, your banker will help you.
I mean, if we're talking new homes,
but they should have it automatic because that's where it was. Then for everyone who has a house who wants a generator,
you're saying just add that to your mortgage.
Well,
not have it financed, basically rolled into your mortgage. That's not a bad idea.
Equity line of credit. You could write off the taxes. There's a lot of creative financing
there is. You can be very creative with money, and I agree that I think that would be actually outstanding if you could roll it in with your mortgage somehow.
Well, you can. And we're going to be having representative soon from Quicken Loans on. They do equity line of credit. So we're going to be talking about paying off credit card bills, increasing your house, improving it, upgrades, generators, furnaces, kitchens, baths, roofs.
You mentioned earlier about, the best generator is the one installed properly. And then we start talking permits. That also ensures that it's installed properly.
Yeah, that's true. The inspectors all, what's interesting? Let me ask this. They all have their opinions. They all follow the code, but why is it? And I'd love to hear from an inspector. If you're an inspector listening to me today, 248-927-1985 is the text line. You can tell me your opinion. Why is it that why is it that home inspector or building officials, building inspectors, whether you're the plumbing inspector, heating and cooling, electrical, building, whatever, why is it that in every city, the same code is interpreted differently based on their experience,
understanding of the code?
Why is it? And you must experience it all the time.
It's maddening because we can install something one way in Madison Heights and then do it in Commerce Township and it'll fail. And honestly, it could be that the inspector's just having a bad day and he wants to be mean,
or he doesn't like he's had run-ins with you or the homeowner. It's
possible.
Okay, so that again, there's where the emotion
and that's one of the frustrating things. Even in the code book, it says that the inspectors are the authority having jurisdiction.
Well, so their interpretation.
They could fail your inspection even if everything is done to code.
So I had a run-in with an electrical inspector once. Here's what he did. We were doing
from what city?
I don't want to say.
Was it recent?
Metro Detroit. Let's just say that. No, this is years ago.
Okay.
However, here's what he did. I was doing a kitchen renovation and we upgraded the panel because it had all new circuits, separate circuits, GFI and all that. He came in and failed me specifically because he said, in the house had plaster walls. I want hardwire smoke detectors in the entire house. And I'm like, well, we put a hardwire smoke detector in the kitchen area, or off the kitchen or
in the hallway.
Yeah, the hallway right there. And to hardwire the rest of the house and plaster walls and ceilings was very difficult.
Yeah.
Homeowner, I said to the homeowner, listen, he's requiring this. You have battery backup. It's going to cost a lot of money. And he goes, I'm not paying for it. And at the time, my electrician's like, listen, it's going to be like $1,500 because we're going to have to pull wires everywhere and we're going to have to damage the plaster, which means then you're going to have to repair and you're going to have to paint. Yep. So it was a big expense. So I called the inspector and I go, look, the code does not require at the time hardwire smoke detectors in the entire house based on me.
The word is interconnected. So yeah, back in the day, they had hardwired ones where you just daisy chain them with a hardwire. Nowadays, they have wireless smoke detectors that speak to each other through radio frequency.
But you still have to have batteries.
Well, yeah, they come with lithium-ion batteries built into the unit. Okay. So those can work because they're interconnected. The point is they want, if there's an alarm upstairs, they want all the alarms in the house to go off. So if you're in the basement, there's a fire upstairs, the alarm will go off.
Very smart. And I agree with that. However, when the battery's out, the whole point of the original code was the hardwire was so that the battery there'd be no worry about pulling batteries. That was why they wrote that. But so I called him very friendly. I go, sir, here's where we're at. The homeowner is refusing to pay for the rest of the smoke detectors. And here's what we have to do because it's plaster walls. And the code says this. What do you advise me doing? He said, suck it up, buttercup. He goes, that's the cost of doing business.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it didn't sit well with me. Oh. And I said to the homeowner, I said, look, I'll tell you what, I'm going to write a change order. I'm going to write the full cost of it. And I'm going to put, you're going to sign it, but you're not going to pay for it. And we're going to have a gentleman's agreement that you agreed to have the change order done, but you don't have to pay. He's like, fine. So he signed it. I then went to the head building official in Lansing.
Oh my gosh, you took it all the way to Lansing?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, because this guy was
smoke detectors.
We got to remember, I was a big, I was a big contractor, and I did work in every city. And it got back to me from other cities because the inspectors talk, and they go to the little meetings and they talk. So he was like mocking me, and he didn't realize that I have a good relationship with a lot of them because we would do if it was legit, not a problem. I
mean, I will say that you should probably have the electrical contractor roll in the cost of upgrading the smoke detectors into the price of the remodel.
Yeah.
Because they have codes and rules of like building codes that if you do a certain percentage of drywall removal in a room for a remodel, you have to upgrade the smoke detectors.
Well, since then, all the codes have changed, and I made it my duty to be very, very knowledgeable in codes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like the 2012 code book,
Okay.
right? And I knew the electrical, and I'm a book nerd. So when I read it, I have a photographic memory, so I remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
I make it my duty to know all that and be informed. In fact, my father, when we would price out a kitchen part of the checklist was we had to go into the basement and look at the panel.
Of course.
And count circuits.
Yeah.
A lot of contractors wouldn't do that. You know what they would do? They would
change
say,
order at the end.
Yeah, it would be a change order and say, hey, you owe us more money.
And
in
that
our company,
blindsides everybody, and then they get upset.
Right. At our company, we would say to the homeowner, listen, Mrs. Jones, the reason why we're a little more money is because we've already included new circuits, GFIs, everything daisy chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would educate them. But some of them would be like they'd go to the other country. Well, Fairway, they did this.
Yeah.
And
then
the other guy would be
orders.
like, oh, no, I included that. Don't worry. And then pretend like he didn't
and then
say
the
it.
inspection fails, and you have to have a change order at that point.
Yeah, and then you went from a 100 amp service to 150 or 200, and that's $1,800.
Yeah.
So we were trying to be, like you said, in reflection to what you said, we were trying to be proactive.
Yes.
But sometimes people go for low price, and we'll talk about that after. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We got Josh Young from Voltron Power in studio. We're talking generators. If you have a question, text us 248-927-1985. We're going to take a quick break. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks.
A remodel, and then everything will be opened up for that project anyway.
Now, on this side here, we'll spin around here. This is the master shower.
Yes.
Really cool, really big.
Yep.
Obviously, really bright.
Yep.
And the same niche. You carried the niche through.
Yep.
So that really was well. Is that hard to do because you have also the porcelain or the marble?
Yeah, again, this would have to obviously be something where it would be extremely difficult to do retroactively because you'd have to cut into the granite or marble or wherever the stone surface is. But if this is planned for, you do a remodel project, then it's easy and it can be, cut as they're installed.
Let me ask, these recessed lights, the square ones that you have that are the part of the theme of this.
Yep.
You on the roof just have the wires hanging out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
When they put drywall, then they install the marble on the ceiling. Who cuts the square? Is that you guys?
No, it's the guys that install the granite or the marble.
Okay, so they have to have a template.
Yeah,
to do
and
it right.
they have a template that comes with the light, and they have special drill bits, like a diamond tip drill bit that'll cut a hole
But
in that.
to cut a square, or is that a round hole?
Well, again,
and then
the
trim.
bottom side of those square lights are round, so you'd still cut a round hole like you would any other normal recessed light. It's just the outer trim is square.
Okay, makes sense.
So like you could retrofit your own at home if they're round and you wanted to go to square.
This is fabulous. All
Yeah.
right, let's go look at some other electrical details.
Let's do it.
So here we are in a back hallway of this custom home. We have marble on the wall that's backlit. Josh, tell me how you had to wire this and what kind of planning's involved to get this done.
The planning takes place prior to the marble being installed. So we had all the measurements taken of the wall dimensions and the marble dimensions. And so we installed the lights with the proper spacing for the maximum light coverage of the back of these marble tiles. And so on the roof, when we installed this, it was no problem. We had everything properly spaced for the proper light spread. And when the marble guys came in,
I have a
they
question.
put it up, and this is what we get.
Let me ask you this. Let's say the light goes out. Is there access?
Yeah, there's access in a closet behind this wall.
Oh, so there is access to get it.
Absolutely.
Okay, just
We
curious.
don't want to
Wasn't
have
sure.
something as intricate as this where we'd have to take a big marble slab down to fix it. So this was pre-planned with access space behind the wall.
This is cool.
So now we're talking about another backlit marble situation in this hall bath. I mean, this is just a bathroom that guests would most likely use in this house. There's no shower or tub. It's just a half bath, but they really went out and went all in on this for the features as well. We have a backlit marble vanity.
That is so cool.
The entire vanity's backlit.
That's so cool. This is the powder room?
Yes, this is the powder room right off the foyer.
Great job. And then in the ceiling, I see you also have that theme of the hidden recessed light.
The backlit drop, yep.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a feature of this home.
Fantastic. So here we are in the great room of this house, and the same architectural details are being carried through. Josh, on the wood up here, how hard was this to do?
Well, again, we've got the same theme, like you said, of a drop ceiling like that. And this was all wood framing.
Sure.
So we were able to put our mounting boxes up the same way we would on any normal ceiling. And when the guys came in to put the finished wood on there, they cut the holes in the locations that we had the mounting brackets for the lights.
I also see, like over here, the ceiling, again, that theme, and then you have a really nice light fixture here.
Wiring and getting the lights on this drop here was very difficult because, as you can notice, we've got the stairwell.
Yeah.
There's no stairs in there yet, or there wasn't at the time. We had to have like 4 layers of scaffolding set up just to wire that drop.
I see that. And then this light fixture right here that you can see, very expensive. How hard is it to install something like that?
Well,
piece by piece?
You'd have to have multiple guys on the job. You'd have to have scaffolding set up again so that you have a nice flat platform to work on with multiple men handling different aspects of the fixture so nothing gets dropped or damaged.
So one last thing as we wrap it up here, if you're watching this and you want to do something like this in your own home, can someone get a hold of you and you can help design and implement and do it in an existing home?
Yes, absolutely, and get the proper contractors in here to get the proper work.
Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman on 101 WRIF, Everything That Rocks. We are having a shocking electrical fiasco / generator talk this morning with Josh Young, Voltron Power. Welcome back, Josh.
Thanks, Adam. Good to be here.
We've been talking generators. I hope you've been listening. And we're saying the argument for why a house should have a generator. I'm making the analogy that every house today when you buy pretty much has an air conditioner. So every house should have a generator. But the best generator, Josh, is?
The one that's installed properly.
There you go, my friend. So my question is, Josh, to you, you're a Generac dealer.
Yeah.
Why Generac?
Well, because they are the largest and most accessible generator company in the country.
And they've been around that long. They've improved.
They have improved. When I first started in the electrical industry in the year 2000, Generac kind of had a bad rap, but they've come leaps and bounds. And I went actually to their annual convention in Colorado a couple of years ago, and that company supports its dealers unlike any company I've ever worked with. They offer the resources and tools and training to their installers and dealers that's unmatched. And they support their clients and their installers, to the fullest, and it's wonderful. This is a great company to work with.
And by the way, for everyone out there listening, part of being one of the better generator installers and part of being one of the best in the business is education. Mm-hmm. Not only is it education, but it's experience and partnering with the manufacturer so that if there's a problem, the troubleshooting isn't just like, oh, let me go online, let me call the 800 number, let me figure this out, sit on hold for hours, and then hopefully someone gets back to you. No, it's being joined at the hip. It's constant education. It's learning the latest and greatest. It's knowing the codes. It's knowing how to apply the product in every environment. Am I right by saying that?
No, that's absolutely correct. And you want the support from the manufacturer because they're the ones who manufacture any replacement parts. They're the ones that hold the warranty. So the relationship between the manufacturer, the installer, and the client is important.
Interesting. Josh, let's talk about your business really quick.
Okay.
You've been around 14, 15 years now?
I started the company in 2011.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
96% of all companies fail in the first 5 years.
I hear that, yeah.
So kudos to you.
Thank you. And you too, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. The homeowners that you do through Hired Done all brag about you. You just recently did a barn dominium for a friend of mine out in Clarkson or Brighton or something. They loved it. They called me to brag about you. However, I'm going to ask, you know, you're busy. Are you growing? Are you going to hire? Are you looking for more electricians? Experience, youth. What do you got?
That's a good point. Yeah, we are extremely busy, and one of my employees recently got his journeyman's license. And
congratulations to him.
Yes, Austin, shout out, congratulations.
High five to Austin.
So I'm looking to split him and the guy he's working with and give them each another apprentice. Now, I'm not in the position to hire an apprentice who's green, who doesn't know how to do anything. I would need somebody that's got some experience so they can hit the ground running. And then what that would do is that would give me another crew, 2-man crew is how I usually roll. And then we can cut down our scheduling time with our clients.
Get to the homeowners quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anyone out there knows a young electrician that is looking to become a master or looking to grow but has experience in electrical, give Josh a call. Go to voltronpower.com
or call me at 248-568-0511.
And you can always, if you're driving, you don't have a car, just go to hiredone.com, Voltron Power. Boom. Josh is there. Hit call Voltron and it'll go right to him. That's interesting, Josh. And so let's give this. What advice can you give a young person? You know, college isn't for everyone. The whole world is, you know, changing. And I still believe the trades are the best roadmap right now for someone to have a comfortable life.
Yeah, we hear how AI is going to start taking away jobs. Well, it's going to start with the white collar jobs. You can't get AI to go into somebody's house and install recessed lights. You can't get AI to install a generator. We're light years from that. You'd have to have fully automated robots who look, act, and perform like a human.
I saw something like that, but finish. I'll tell you.
I'm just saying on a mass scale.
We have 20 years
to take over tradesmen is not even on our radar right now. But the point is, you asked about advice for the young kids. Yes, the trades are the most secure avenue, but what's really important is to have a job that you like and be the freaking best at it. If you wake up every day and you hate going to work, that's going to suck. You want to get that. If you wake up and you're like, hey, I don't mind, I like my job. You go to work and you have a great attitude and you lock in and you go and you be the best, whatever there is.
Yeah.
That's the advice I would give.
That's inspiring. I appreciate you saying that. So for everyone out who's listening, you have a kid and they're looking for something to do, have them look into the trades, whether it's electrical, plumbing, heating, cooling. It's a bright future for them. And, you know, and if you're right now working as a journeyman, working as an assistant, and you want to maybe alternate or look for an alternative, give Josh a call. You know, obviously you're looking for experienced journeyman,
experienced apprentice.
Excuse me. I didn't mean, you know, I bungle up the terminology sometimes. My bad.
It's all right.
So you'll be more than happy to talk to anyone.
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, that's great. That's great to know. So what is the outlook for 2026 in electrical for you? Is it a big year?
It's going to be a massive year. And the only thing that's going to hold us back is the amount of guys I have.
Okay.
So we're going to stay booked. And, you know, every year, it varies a little bit from year to year, but you typically get that post-holiday slowdown when everyone's, you know, just kind of easing back into normal life after Christmas and New Year's. And, you know, you got the holiday bills for your credit cards and everything. So like late January and through parts of February are a little slower. We just had a little bit of a slowdown, but from talking to all my builders and some of my homeowners and clients, I just got the sense that this year was going to be just massive. And as soon as I thought that, just job after job after job after job, and it's just we're rolling.
I'm going to comment on that. High fives to you for that. And the reason why you're busy, in my opinion, is because you have a great reputation. You service your customers. You give 5-star work, and you do what you say what you do. Right.
That's right.
I'm getting calls all the time from contractors, more and more lately, that are slow, looking for things to go, because there's, you know what, it's up and down. It's very unpredictable where everything is today, but because of you focused, you're good at what you do, you stay in your lane, you're doing it right. So with that being said, how, right now, if someone calls and says, listen, I have flickering lights, I want to put some of those plugs in my kitchen that have the USB so that I can charge my phone instead of having these cubes everywhere. Yep. And I got a ceiling fan that's not quite right. I need a couple things done electrical. Do you recommend people bunch it together as a little bit of and so that you can maximize the value?
Yeah, because if you go out several times, the trip expense, you incur that every time. So if you have 5 things you want done, maybe try to bundle them so you're not having a trip out 5 times. You do one trip and get
Let
it
me
done
ask you
in one
this.
swoop.
I already know the answer, but for the audience out there, homeowner calls you up and they have a vaulted ceiling or something. There's recessed lights and the halogen lights are out.
Oh yeah.
And they need you to replace them. But while your guy's there just to do the one thing, how often out of 10 jobs, how often does the homeowner add more stuff while he's there?
It happens all the time. I'd say
almost every time.
Yeah, 90% or so, because they got you in their house.
Right. You're
like,
there.
oh yeah, there's this. Oh yeah, there's that.
And then sometimes they know what they want, but they're afraid because they want to see you in action.
Hey, that's fine. You should see the contractor you hire and make sure
you charge. It's extra
quality.
to do extra stuff while you're there. Your guys are capable of pricing everything right then and there.
Yeah, we have in our iPads, we have it all.
Everything's
online.
digital.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
What about like low voltage? You do any of that low voltage right now?
Cable lines, Cat 6, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, you will. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hang TVs for people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you will.
Well, because they need the plug on the wall, and that would be
what do you recommend? Plug behind, or you drop it down? Because if the plug's at the bottom,
either way.
Is there
most TVs now, everything is contained.
Yeah.
So you could put the plug right behind the TV and then mount the mounting bracket and then put the TV on it. So everything is all contained behind the TV. Sometimes you can run the wires down like an HDMI cable, but even those are becoming obsolete.
Is there any maintenance on electricity?
Well, not really that a homeowner
no moving
could
parts,
do.
Obviously.
Well, what happens a lot of times is, and this is the most common problem I see in electrical, and it's pretty dangerous, on the back of plugs and switches that are installed all throughout the walls of your house. Not only do the plugs and switches have the screw terminals where you would have to take the wire, bend it in a semicircle, put it around the screw, and then tighten it, but they also have these little holes that you just strip the wire and stab it in.
Yeah.
Those stab connectors are very unreliable.
Oh.
And they become loose all the time. And when they're loose, it begins to arc. And arcing creates heat. Next thing you know, your plug's melting. It starts to spark. Now your box is melting. And next thing you know, the stud that it's mounted to starts on fire. It's a horrible problem.
Electrical fires. It's
and
dangerous.
they shouldn't even be allowed, in my opinion.
So, question.
But they're fast to install that way. So boom, boom, boom.
Temu, TikTok, Shine. There's all these cool electrical things that you can get on there. Are there fire hazards from all these things and stuff you get from overseas, or they have the UL listing still protects you?
Well, I don't even think that there's a UL listing on products bought in China. Some, I guess, are, but like if you buy some knockoff something from Temu, I mean, who knows?
Well, I like those LED recessed light replacements that you can change the colors on and have the remote. But I don't know. I mean, I've already had a few burn out right away.
Every package you get of a product is going to have a certification or UL listing on it if it has it, if it's been through that testing.
Electrical products, recessed light replacements at a big box store compared to like a Michigan chandelier or ordering it online. Same stuff, or is there cheaper versions at the big box stores? Like, where do you get the good?
I don't know.
The good heavy duty
if they're
stuff.
Cheaper, but you're gonna buy, say, Halo lights. You can get them at Home Depot or Michigan Chandelier. I mean, they're going to have the same serial number. I don't know. I know sometimes with power tools, the ones that they sell, that the manufacturers sell to the big box stores, they have more plastic components, or a little cheaper made, rather than the ones that they give to their dealers.
Okay. As we wrap things up here, Josh, give your name, cell phone number, direct number, private number, your home address.
I mean, my work number is my cell number. My name is Josh Young. I own Voltron Power. We're a licensed and insured electrical contractor, and I can be reached at 248-568-0511.
And for everyone out there, Josh is a hired done pre-screen contractor, obviously. Go to hireddone.com if you need any kind of contractor. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. What a great show. Be safe, my friends. Don't forget it's Salt Sale Saturday out of the Beauchamp Water Treatment Studios. My name's Adam Helfman on 101 WRIF. Everything that rocks. Have a great weekend.